Baby, what's up? What's up? We are back. Like JB said, we are back for the jump off, but we are back. Belle Collective is back. The Bells are back, y'all. The ladies are here. So let's get into it. Last night was the premiere of season 6. Um, we know that Akeisha left. We know that So Gucci left. So we're down to pretty much the original Bells and then one new Belle that they've added. And I'm not sure how I feel about this new Belle. Okay. I don't even think I wrote her name down. So there you go. I don't know. But she's a restaurateur, excuse me. She owns 3 restaurants. I believe she's from Mississippi. Her husband is a sports agent. Her husband looks very familiar. I don't think I know him in the world of sports agent. He reminds me of an actor. What's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. If I can remember something he's acted in, y'all will know who I'm talking about. But he reminds me of he's an actor and he's played in like, I wish I could remember something he's played in, but that's who her husband looks like to me. Again, I believe he's a sports agent. That ain't what I'm saying, but he's very familiar, like an actor. Anyway, and they have 3 children. The reason why I'm saying I'm not sure how I feel about her is because she came in hot. She came in hot. Like the first event, we'll get to it, but the first event you are invited to, you talking about it in your confessional. That's who Maya's boyfriend. Yes. And he's been in some other stuff, but I think that's exactly who I'm thinking about, JB. Maya's boyfriend or yes. And he ended up being like a stalker or something. If I remember correctly, didn't he end up like getting obsessed with Maya or something like that? But yes, that's exactly who I'm thinking about. But we're gonna get back to how she was down to the Marie's party, throwing shade, and then she was being all in the mix. Y'all know how I feel about these first year people that come in too hot. Like, it's the first episode, baby. Slow down. It's the first episode. Slow down. You got all season to be messy and get in the mix. Slow down. But let's get into it. So the first scene we see Marie and we see shit. Oh Lord, I ain't taking my medicine because child. What that girl name? Thank you, Lord, Latrice. Why? Y'all, I had a total blank. I could not think of that girl name. I knew it was a LA something. I knew it was La. Woo, my brain went blank. Anyway, but we had Marie and Latrice down to first of all, and I'm not even mad that you got a drive-through at your hair store. I don't even think I'm mad. I don't even think I'm mad that you have a drive-through. But I think I was just taken aback. So people can just drive up and order their hair. Like you drive up at McDonald's and be like, can I get a number 10? I was tripping the first time I saw a drive-through liquor store. The first time I saw a drive-through liquor store, and not only can you get the drive-through at the liquor store, if you at the right liquor store, you can get fixings too. They'll give you a cup with ice. Baby, they'll give you a cup with ice. So I'm just like, I guess if you know what you want. See, I'm not a hair person. I don't do weaves. I don't do wigs. I have, but I'm not a wig with. I'm not a wig weave person. So I don't know it well enough to just hit the drive-through and be like, yeah, let me get that 4C khaki. See, I don't even know the right words. I know when I get my hair braided. Now the person I go to now, they buy their own hair. I don't have to buy hair. But when I used to have to buy hair, I used to have to be like, what kind of hair do I need to get for these particular braids? And I would go into the store and be like, I need this, and this is the color I want. Like but I wasn't even mad about that. Like, I was like, that's actually kind of innovative that there's a drive-through. So Marie hit the drive-through down to the hair store to talk to Latrice. And her and Latrice are doing that awkward, we haven't talked since the reunion, but we got to film this scene. But since we fake made up at the reunion, we got to pretend like we still kind of cool, but we kind of walking around on eggshells with each other kind of thing, right? Hold up. People thought I was a weirdo when I was surprised Latrice sold units out of vending machine. Baby, they got a vending machine down at the mall that where I go get my nails done down at the mall. Well, sometimes I go get my nails done there. They got a vending machine with Rashida from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It's I'm assuming it's her vending machine because it's her face on it, and they sell hair out of there. And that vending machine been there for a minute. Like, I don't know how many people are buying hair out of there, but it's been there for a while. So yeah, I mean, you can buy. Baby, at this point, you can buy anything out of the vending machine. I have found that they got a little bit of everything that you could buy out the vending machine. You put the vending machine in the right place with the right traffic, and you can make some money, right? I thought about getting into vending machines. I'm still thinking about it, actually. I just gotta do my research. But anyway, so Marie's having a birthday party. She ends up inviting Latrice. Latrice was like, I wish I could come, but we have an event at the restaurant. And I'm not in a position where I can leave a restaurant unattended when we have a major event coming through, which I can understand. It's still your baby. You still cultivating it. I respect that. And Marie understood. So we had that. Then we have this scene with Leticia and Glenn, where she is giving him a massage and they being all, like lovey-dovey. And she was saying, yeah, because, we're in a good place now. We're not dealing with any infidelity. She said Glenn done got back into the oil business, AKA that box truck business has failed. And he had to take his ass back to work. And I'm not even mad at it. Listen. I am not mad at somebody who tries to become an entrepreneur and it don't work out and they got to go back to a 9 to 5. I'm not shaming what Glenn had to do. It's just that it's Glenn. And your ass went out there and bought that damn box truck and thought you was about to be doing something without consulting your wife and without putting in the proper research into doing it. And now your ass is back working your 9 to 5. Which you should have never fucking quit. Because like I said, last season, you should have kept your full-time job while you were out here building your business. It's nothing wrong with working full-time and still be out here with a job. People think that entrepreneurship means that you just quit. No, entrepreneurship means I still got to pay my bills while I'm trying to make this work. Okay? So I ain't mad that Glenn went back to work. I'm just like going back to last season. It was the way in which he did it is my problem. Okay. I need Leticia to dress for her body. See, I'm trying to find the words because as a big girl, okay, I'm a very conservative dresser because I'm very self-conscious about I'm not subconscious about being a big girl. I know I'm a big girl. It is what it is. I mean, y'all know I've been trying to lose weight and do the things. Sometimes the cookies win, sometimes the chips win, but y'all know I've been working on this thing. My problem is for the people who do choose to be risque with being a bigger woman and they choose to be a little risque. I need you to nail it. I need you to nail it. I don't know what this is she's doing this season with the breast out. I feel like maybe she had a breast lift and she's trying to show it off, but it's not giving what you think it's giving, boo. Mm-mm. It's not giving what you think is given. In her confessional, where she got the shirt open and she just got her breast. It First of all, whoever filmed that should have stopped and said, "Mm-mm," because you can see the sweat in the crease of the. Why y'all ain't stop filming her and get her to go put some powder and work that? Why y'all let her sit there and do that whole confessional with just the sweat right there, glistening off the camera? What? Second of all, you have admitted at the last reunion, you admitted to multiple surgeries. You said you had lipo twice. You said that you had other things. You had the butt lift. You've had other things. And this is coming from somebody that struggles. And I'm being so serious right now, y'all. This is coming from somebody that also struggles. I need you to go figure out the root of your issue. Because if you've had multiple surgeries to lose weight and you still keep gaining it back, there's a bigger issue there. The reality of the situation is most of us who are overweight, we have a food addiction. Most people are overweight because we have an unhealthy relationship with food. And part of the reason why I have never had surgery to fix that is because for me, I'm telling y'all some of my business right now. For me, until I feel like I have figured out what my issue is with food, I feel like that if I go have surgery, I'm just going to turn around and get pregnant again. I mean, Lord, pregnant, Jesus, where that word come from? Get fat again. You see what I'm saying? And that's me. That's me. I cannot speak for nobody else and their journey with food. But Leticia, clearly you have had, by your own admission, you have had multiple surgeries, yet you can't keep the weight off. And that's no shade. I'm saying I want you to go figure out what that issue is. And it might be fucking Glenn. Ain't no T in there. It might be Glenn. Because somebody in the chat says she might be an emotional eater. Because Glenn. Because of Glenn. Shut up, Shade. Shut up, Treese. I know that's you. Right. And I've met Chuck in real life, and he has kept the weight off. He looks very handsome. I know that Chuck goes walking. I know Chuck is very conscious about his food intake. You understand what I'm saying? My sister-in-law was a big girl. My sister-in-law was bigger than me. She had the gastric bypass surgery probably 10 years ago, and she has never gained her weight back. She's very conscious about what she eats. I don't know about her exercise regimen, but I've been around her when she eats, and she's very conscious of what she eats. She has not gained that weight back. You know what I mean? So it can happen. I know that people can have surgeries and keep the weight off. I'm saying if you have had multiple surgeries and you have not been able to keep the weight off, I want you to go process what the issue really is. And I don't went way left, and I'm really not being mean. I'm really not being mean, but hell, it might, like I said, if she is an emotional eater, maybe she eats when things ain't good with her and Glenn. You see what I'm saying? But back to this, all started because somebody said about the way she dressed. I think she dresses for the body she wants, not the body she has. And a lot of big people do. Listen, I tell people all the time, just because they make it in your size don't mean you got to buy it. But I know I'm a conservative dresser. You understand? So I know that everybody don't think like I think. But just because they make it in your size don't mean you got to buy it. That's my opinion. That's me. Moving right along. Gabby says she's had multiple surgeries and she still like she did in season 1. She just wasted money. And listen, I'm only repeating what she said. She said it at the reunion last year. I think they were talking about Marie and her surgeries which she finally admitted to having surgery. And I think Carlos might have asked who else has had surgery. And of course, Latrice, we know Latrice had her breast done. And she admitted to her surgeries. And I just remember her saying she had lipo twice. And I was like, lipo twice. I think she said she had a BBL. And I feel like she admitted to something else. But don't quote me. I don't want to lie on that woman. But I know she said lipo twice. Moving right along. So then we see Selena now. We know that Selena is a full-time Belle this season. Now that Soguchi is gone and that barrier is gone. I don't understand because the surgeries I've had, recovery is no fun. I wouldn't want to have to keep doing me either. Listen, I'm not saying I would never do surgery. Me and my doctor have talked about it. I'm not gonna say I would never do surgery. I don't want to do it until I figure out why I can't stop fucking eating. Let me just listen. I'm just gonna be blunt about it, okay? And why do I keep making unhealthy food choices? Because I feel like I could have the surgery and go through all that and then end up gaining it back because I haven't fixed my issue. But moving right along, child, this ain't about me. We're going to get to the rest of this, child, because I know somebody going to watch this review and be like, why are you talking so much about that? Let's move on. Child, I'm with you. See, Chuck, that's the surgery she need to have. Letitia needs surgery to move about 215 pounds called Glenn. There you go. That's the surgery. Okay. Sakina had it done several times too. Who is Sakina? Shakina. Who is Shakina? I don't know who that is. Tell me who that is, Danny. So, okay. So next we see Selena and her man Mike. I'm gonna be honest. Last season, everything with Selena and Mike was perfect. They were great. Love was love. They were loving, and love was loving and love. But we didn't get a chance to see a lot of Selena and Mike. So this season, we see more of Selena. Shekinah Joe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she's been open about her surgery as well. But yeah, Shekinah has had it. Yeah, she definitely. A lot of them have. Let me tell you something. Dr. Heavenly talked about that. She said every time they get ready to film, she said all of them, of course, not the Dr. Jackies of the world, but she said multiple members of Married to Medicine go and have lipo and go and get things done when they got to get ready to start filming. And Dr. Heavenly has been open about her surgeries as well. She's had multiple surgeries as well. She's had the sleeve put in. She's had lipo. She's had a BBL. She's been very open about her surgeries as well. So here's the thing about Selena and the boyfriend situation. I'm sorry, they're engaged. Y'all don't even live together yet. And I know that everybody doesn't live together before they get married. I know that that's not a prerequisite to marry somebody. But I just find it interesting that last season it was love is love and we loving him and the love is the love of the love and don't stop the love. And now you live in your house and he still has his house, but he stay at your house most of the time. But then there's some nights that he don't come home. And he did the same thing Glenn did. He went out and bought a box truck. Bought an 18-wheeler and something else without even talking to you about it. What the fuck? What y'all got going on down there in Mississippi that these men just be going? And in their situation, it's not the same as Leticia and Glenn. Because at least y'all not married and y'all not commingling y'all funds. Like, y'all don't even live together. So if he decided to go out and buy an 18-wheeler, that's his business. Other than the fact that it might affect the plans that y'all have made for the wedding and or, y'all's finances. But she said that they having problems with communication. And until they can get the communication together, then they ain't getting married. Right. Mike looked like he just there to let Selena film. He looked like he is so uninterested. And maybe he need to do what old girl's baby daddy did. The one from the radio station. We just don't see him no more. What's his name? Damon. We just don't see his ass no more. Cause I don't like Mike when he broke out his Mr. T starter set. He did have on that all that big ass jewelry last season, didn't he? I was like, you and Glenn, what are we doing here? I guess Glenn not gonna be a rapper anymore either. If he went back to work full time, I guess he not a rapper either no more. Oh God. Okay. So that's what we have going on with Miss Selena. So then we see Marie. Here's where I have an issue with production because for me, this Marie storyline is so produced. It is so produced. We ain't seen or heard from this ex-husband since season 1. In season 2, he made a cameo where he came in for her birthday, sang happy birthday, and left. We have not seen or heard this man. At the reunion last year, you told Carlos, I think you told Carlos you don't even know where this man is. That you don't even talk to this man. Now here comes Cedric. You over his house cleaning out his refrigerator and washing his dishes. Y'all back together, but y'all not back together, but y'all back together, but y'all not really back together, but you kind of back together. She said that when his brother passed away, that opened the door for them to get back in contact and for them, and so they back together. So she said she's dating. They're dating. This how I know part of this is some bullshit. Because when you walked in that house, you asked your daughter, does his house always look like this? So that's the first time you've been to his house since y'all started dating again? She said, well, I wanted to come over here because he always comes into my space. You ain't been over there at all? I mean, granted, you didn't tell us how long y'all been back dating, but that was your first time walking back in the house? Moving right along. So there's that. We're going to get back around to that when we get to her party. So then we have Latrice down to the salon. Oh no, Latrice and her husband. We got Taste. Life is good. Taste is doing well. It's the talk of the town. Everybody comes there. It's gotten rave reviews. But her husband is building condos over top of the restaurant, and she's feeling some kind of way because he don't come home. Oh, let me forget. She asked Cedric to come to the party, and he said he would see. That's important. We'll get back to that. She said that they had to look for a new executive chef. I don't know why we keep losing the executive chef, but okay. She looking for a new executive chef, but okay. Her husband is not coming home, and she said that she feels some kind of way, and he was like, well, you act like you don't trust me. And she was like, I don't trust you. See, I can't be in a marriage where there's no trust. I'm sorry. And don't get me wrong, I would have a problem with my husband not coming home at night. I would. I understand there's a business. I understand he's sleeping over top of the place. You done built this condo there. Now I thought she was gonna rent it, but I guess it's for them. And I get that. But I also feel like first of all, how often is he not coming home? Let's rewind. How often is he not coming home? And for you to be like, I have a problem with him not coming home, and there's a trust issue, y'all got bigger issues. But let's be clear. We already know that Latrice and her husband got bigger issues. Zaddy. They don't want to let us know the issues that they have, but we already know they got bigger issues. Okay. The other thing that happened in this scene is we meet Miss Amanda. Amanda is Latrice's best friend. This is going to be a very important part of the story. Okay, we're going to get to her in a few more minutes. Okay, yeah, I want to know how many chefs they done gone through too, child. I bet the chef quit because of her husband. I'm wondering. Right, child. And again, let's be clear. I get it, but we also know that her husband has drinks a lot. Let me not say a drinking problem, but we know her husband drinks a lot. So is he not coming home because he's getting drunk every night at the damn bar? Which is what I heard he'd be doing at that restaurant, but you ain't heard it from me. But is he there every night because he getting drunk at the bar, or are he just working so late? Because here's the thing, and I understand that that restaurant is your baby and y'all are there, y'all are very hands on, but that restaurant has been open for over a year at this point, or at least at a year at this point. Y'all, that restaurant should be at a point where you have a general manager that you trust enough to close it down. Y'all shouldn't have to sit at that restaurant until closing every night. So why he can't come home? If y'all, I'm not saying don't, I mean, because I know her business is right across the street or right down the alley, like it's in walking distance, because we saw them walk last year from one location to the other. So we get it that it's right there. I'm not saying don't pop in every day. I'm not saying don't go through there every day, but y'all don't need to be there every day to the point where he can't come home at night. So let's be clear. I have an issue with him not coming home. Let's be clear with that. But for you to be like, oh yeah, there's a trust issue, because you not coming. Let me tell you something. I used to be mad if my boyfriend fell asleep on the couch and I was in the bed and I was like, why you sleep on the couch? I was just watching TV and I fell asleep. It's a TV back here. So I know I would have a problem with, let me see who, hold on, y'all, somebody at my door. Let's see who this is. Hold on. Sorry about that. I answered the door because the mailman delivered something to my house by accident, and I called my neighbor to tell her I had her mail. It's a package, and so I didn't know if that was my neighbor. But guess what it was, y'all? It's the t-shirts. It's the t-shirts. So I'll go through that. I don't want to show y'all the shirts. I'll go through that when I get off of here. But it's the t-shirts. She had a car accident. So the reason why Selena isn't working there is because she had a car accident. So yeah. Well, Rock Chick, you can't get it. That's for books and bourbon. But you can get a t-shirt for the cruise. It's not your birthday gift, boo. But everybody say happy early birthday to my niece. Everybody say happy early birthday to my niece. What you doing today, girl? You keeping yourself busy, keeping your mind occupied? You keeping your mind occupied? Keeping yourself busy today? You and Benji hanging out? I think she said that the accident, she said that she was in the car, her friend was making a U-turn, and so she got hit. She was in the driver's seat. She said she got hit directly. And so I think standing for long periods of time might be, kind of hard for her. You gardening and cleaning? Okay. Benji running around, getting in the way. Benji running around, getting in the way, child. So, okay. So, Amanda, we're gonna get back to Amanda. Okay, so there's that. I'm trying to think of where I left off. My bad, y'all. So there's Amanda. We'll come back to that. So, okay. My bad, y'all. I lost my train of thought where I was. I was trying to think of something else I was going to say about that scene. But anyway, I heard that Zaddy be down at that bar all the time. But that's another conversation. Moving right along. So anyway, there's that. So then we have Latrice down to the hair salon. Now Amanda does her hair. And Amanda is coming out of a divorce. She was married to a woman, same-sex couple situation, but she's down to the salon, and radio station girl comes in, and they get to gossiping. You know, they gossiping, whatever. And she brings up, she said, well, you know, Marie's cool. I could deal with Marie. She said, but Letitia is the one that's sneaky. Letitia is the one you got to keep your eye on. And so, you know, radio station girl was like, what you talking about, Tambra? Yeah. What you talking about? What you mean? What's wrong with Letitia? And she was like, I don't know, but she need to keep her eye on Glenn because Glenn done slid into my DMs. Now, let me be honest. In my opinion, this was production's way of getting this on the show. And here's why I say that this was production's way of getting this on the show. Because then her friend says, well, you know, I didn't tell you, Latrice, because I didn't want to put you in a bad spot because I know you cool with her and I didn't want to put you in a bad situation. Girl, but you didn't have no problem saying it in this moment. Like, it was very unprovoked. Like, nobody said nothing about Glenn. Nobody even said anything about Latrice. They were talking about Marie and how they were in a better place with Marie and how Marie got a man now. And Marie's, you know, she's a nicer version of herself. Nobody even brought up Leticia's name. So the fact that not only you were the one that brought Leticia's name up, you brought up Glenn. So you wanted to say it and then made it seem like, well, I never wanted to tell you because I didn't want to put you in the middle. I can't tell you didn't want to say it because, girl, you volunteered that information. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you about Glenn. Nobody asked you about nothing. Now, with all of that being said, I believe her, though. Tambra asked about the friendship, but she brought up Latrice's name first because they were saying about Marie, and she was like, I like Marie, but Letitia's the one you gotta keep your eye on. She brought up Letitia first. Letitia's name wasn't even in the conversation. They were talking about Marie. Yeah, I absolutely believe. Now, I believe Glenn was in her DMs. Absolutely, I believe those. I believe them text messages are real, or those IG messages, whatever. I believe they're real. Now, let's be clear about that. And she even said, well, yeah, I entertained him for a little while. You know, I ain't had nothing better to do. Hell, I entertained the conversation. Now, I personally feel like she entertained the conversation so she could get more so she could get more evidence. That's my opinion. Because somebody just slide in your DM say, hey, you look cute, or hey, you looking fine today. Yeah, you know, that might not be nothing. But if you can get him to have a whole conversation where he flirting with you and he's saying some shit that's out of pocket, well, now you got a little something. You see what I'm saying? That's what I think. I think she kept the conversation going so she could have more evidence. Okay. Exactly, Brown Mama. Now you talking about something. I never wanted to put you in the middle, but you didn't have to put her in the middle. You didn't have to say shit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to put her in the middle. Right. She called him ugly and all that other stuff. Like, again, you was doing a lot of extra. So that makes me feel like you wanted to be on the show. You wanted a moment. And I ain't mad at you. Like, that part, I ain't even mad about that. But it just makes me feel like, girl, you wanted a moment. You wanted a moment, right? So there's that. So we know that Amanda, Glenn, we got that storyline, right? So let's get over here to Marie's party. Can I tell y'all something? Everything about this party was produced, other than the fact that it might have actually been Marie's birthday. But what I mean by that is this whole Cedric showing up, I came to surprise her. I told her I might come, but I wanted to surprise her. Then this random ass white boy that allegedly is her boyfriend showing up, but allegedly he done been out to eat with Letitia and Glenn, and and that allegedly Latrice then met him down at Latrice met him down at Taste. Allegedly, all these different things happened. But when that man walked in there, he acted like he ain't know nobody. He walked in there timid as fuck. He walked in there like, oh, wait, whoa. Like he didn't know none of them people in that room, but allegedly all of them people had met him and knew about him. And can I say something? I am offended about this whole conversation they had about dating white men. What was that about? Why was that necessary? To have a whole confession, all the women in the confessional talking about whether they ever dated a white man before and what type of white man. And I was offended. I was like, why are we doing this? Why are we having a whole conversation about Marie dating this? I mean, why did it turn into I'd never dated a white man, but okay. Well, I dated a white man, but he was fine, not this kind of white. I was like, what the fuck? I was offended that was a thing. Like, I thought that was an unnecessary situation. I didn't understand the conversation. I didn't understand why we were having it. Again, in that moment, it wasn't a thing. To me, I didn't like it. So Marie, so the new girl is throwing shade at Marie's party, basically calling it basic. You know, what did she call it? She didn't call it ghetto, but she was like, it was low budget or low vibration or whatever she said. Which to me, it just was like a regular old party. Like, yeah, it wasn't like a top of the line type of thing, but it was like, I'm going to rent me a hall. I'm going to get me a caterer. I'm going to get me a DJ and we're going to have a birthday party. I didn't see nothing wrong with Marie's party. Like, I don't think Marie made it like it was going to be the event of the year. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, so I feel like she was doing a lot. She was doing way too much. And then Marie was like, as soon as the white boy walked in, everybody was like, and they turned it into a whole thing. Like, let's be clear. Really, we know that Letitia and Glendale aren't together because on Monday with Carlos, Claudia, she said, well, he healthy. Baby, Andrea, I don't believe nothing when it comes to Carlos and these shows. I don't believe nothing. I understand that Letitia didn't have her ring on, and when they asked her about Glenn, she was like, he healthy. I don't believe nothing. Listen, especially when it comes to Leticia and Glendale. I'll wait to the reunion. Because I don't believe none of that shit. In my Nene voice, when I see Marie, I don't see fabulous. Shut up, ma'am. Hey, boo. But I was like, so the guy walks in and everybody's acting all awkward, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like, these two men really about to fight over Marie. First of all, Cedric ain't fighting nobody. And that white boy didn't even know what was going on. He was confusion. And then when Marie did walk in, if this is her man, she was saying this is her boyfriend. Why he ain't walking with her? And when she did walk in, why he act like he didn't know whether he should come up and speak to her and hug her? If that's her man. Same thing with Cedric. If they're dating, I get it that he was trying to surprise her, but it was just awkward all the way around. And then you got Leticia and I don't know what's happening. Oh my gosh, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on? I don't know. Oh my goodness, what's going on? What's happening? Then Marie gonna say to Leticia, she gonna say, well, I asked Glendale first, but he said he didn't know if he could make it. So then I asked the white boy. But that's not what you said in your confessional. In your confessional, what you said was that you invited No. You my bad. In your confessional, you said you invited Cedric first. But when you were talking to Leticia, you said, well, I had already invited him, and then I invited Cedric, and Cedric said that he didn't know if he could come. You can't even get your own story straight. First of all, neither one of them knew that they were your man. Neither one of them acted like Martin. You keep saying Martin. Thank you, Martin. Neither one of them acted like they were your man. They were both acting awkward as fuck. Like they were just, I'm just here so I don't get fined. And the ladies looked like they didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, it was weird to me. It was overproduced, and I didn't believe none of it. Now, maybe y'all believe that storyline. I don't believe a bit more of that storyline than the Man in the Moon. I don't believe that Maria's dating Cedric, and I don't believe she's been dating this Martin. Excuse me. I don't believe she's been dating Martin for however long they said she's been dating Martin. Now, do I think that maybe her and Martin might have gone out on a date? Because we know that there was pictures of her and Martin out. So maybe he's a business contact. Maybe he's somebody that she knows through business. Then we find out that Martin is from Germany and he is separated from his wife and he got kids with this woman. And first he said his ex-wife. Then he said, well, we separated, but that's my ex-wife. Man, sir, if y'all separated, she not ex nothing. So now you married to the new girl is Carrie. Thank you. Now you're dating Marie, but you still got a whole wife, but your kids, but they back in Germany. It's too much, and I don't believe none of it. I'm sorry. I don't believe none of this Marie storyline. I think Marie needed a storyline. Now, I've told y'all before, in my opinion, Marie could take the season off. Because I feel like, and y'all might not agree with me, and I've told y'all this before, out of everybody on that show, Marie has given us more of her real life than anybody else on that show. Marie, she's had some unfortunate, going back to season 1 with her son, and her son busting a hole in that wall and cussing her ass out, and her giving us that whole storyline with her son. And then we had her lupus, where she's been very open with us about her struggles and her battle with lupus. And then we got her best friend Essie, who's battling, and she's dying. Now, y'all can feel how y'all feel about Essie, but it don't matter. They gave us the Essie storyline. And then, unfortunately, the mother of her grandchildren getting unalived. I mean, she shared that with us and gave us and gave us the storyline. I didn't want to use the word storyline because it was a real tragic event, but we saw where she's taking over and helping raise those grandkids. We saw her meeting with the mother of that young lady that was unfortunately unalived, and we saw them working as grandparents. And then last season, where her house getting shot up, we still don't know what happened with that. But in my opinion, Marie, you didn't have to do this. You did not have to make up a storyline, because in all reality, girl, you could have took this season off. Make Tambra bring us some shit. Make Tambra give us a storyline. She ain't gave us a storyline since she had Damon artificially inseminate her and give her that baby. We ain't even seen that baby, which that's fine. She ain't got to show us the baby, but we don't see nothing. Right, her mom. Thank you, Stacey. How could I forget her mama? Right. We saw Marie down in the hood going to the crack houses trying to find her damn mama. Like, Marie, you could have took the season off. You didn't have to do this. You didn't have to give us this fake bullshit storyline. Baby, you could have just showed up and been cute. I know that's hard for you, though. But you didn't have to give us nothing. You didn't have to give us nothing. Latrice Latrice be giving us halfway storylines, okay? Because she give us her businesses and shit, but she don't give us the real. But that's okay. But baby, them other ladies need to step up. Now, Leticia, you've been giving us your bullshit with Glenn, but girl, outside of that, child, we ain't even seen that boy. Where that boy at? He ain't got nothing going on. He don't play football. He ain't getting in trouble at school. Where that boy at? And again, if you don't want your kids to film, I respect that you don't want your kids to film. But baby, give us something. Hell, Glenn done gave us more of a real storyline than you have when he showed us the battle when his grandmother passed away last season and him going through those emotions. Hell, you ain't gave us, outside of your storyline with Glendale and your fake ass storefront businesses, girl, you ain't gave us nothing. Marie could have took this season off, but here we go. She's still trying to give us a storyline. Marina earned a whole PhD while she was filming this show. Child. Give us something. The rest of y'all need to clock in. Now, y'all did all of this work to get rid of So Gucci and get rid of Akeisha. Y'all better step it up. We ain't got no gosh darn it this season. Y'all don't have nobody to hate on. Y'all got rid of. See, that's the problem when you be pushing people out that help push along y'all stories. Y'all pushed out Akeisha and y'all pushed out So Gucci, but that was y'all storyline. Y'all used to love to hate on Akeisha. She not there no more. You can't hate on her no more. You had the So Gucci, Selena problem. They not there. So y'all didn't want them there. Y'all pushed them out. So step it up. Cause this ain't gonna work. If this storyline with Marie is the best storyline y'all gonna give us, baby, y'all got work to do. They did us a favor with So Gucci. But let me tell you the problem with the thing with So Gucci was this. I'm not missing So Gucci, but we gonna miss her husband. And I'm gonna tell you why. Not because I found him, the gosh darn it got on my nerves, but the guys had beef, right? You had Akeisha's husband, you had So Gucci's husband versus Letitia's husband and Glendale. You had built-in organic beef with the husbands. So even if we didn't care about So Gucci, which again, I don't care that much about So Gucci, but JJ brought something to the table as far as the husbands are concerned. So y'all lost all of that. Y'all lost the whole dynamic of the husbands, and you lost whatever storyline with Akeisha and whatever storyline with So Gucci. Y'all lost all of that. Because Selena, I can appreciate that you opening up about what happened to your son. I'm so sorry to hear that. It was definitely a tragedy. But if your storyline is going to be you and Mike, Latrice, if your whole storyline is going to be this restaurant and your husband not coming home, you know what, Casey Johnson? Thank you for reminding me. As soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna send that email. I wanted to interview Akeisha about her book. I wanted to interview Akeisha, and I told her on TikTok, and she told me to send her an email, and I just kept forgetting. I'm gonna send it right now, but I'm about to send the email as soon as I get off here because I'm done with this child. But honestly, and that's why when I don't know if Don gonna catch this in the replay, but that's why I was like, I'm coming for production because first of all, I don't believe this. Just the storyline with Marie, whatever. And some of these scenes are just obvious and overproduced. But y'all, I mean, Akeisha quit, but y'all pushed her to quit. So Gucci quit because she already knew what it was gonna be. So Gucci did the smartest thing she could do. When Akeisha left, that was her only ally on the show, and she already knew that if Akeisha leave, it's gonna be all on me. Everything and everybody is gonna be coming for me. So she did the smartest thing. And to be honest, neither one of them needed the money. And I'm not saying that because I don't think Latrice needs the money either. I think Latrice just enjoys the attention. But quiet as kept and loud as it is, JJ is very successful. I ain't saying he a billionaire, but JJ is very successful. And he makes good money. And So Gucci does as well. So they didn't need the money. And we know Akeisha and Willie didn't need the money. Akeisha said she really truly believed in what they were doing. Right. And let's be clear, they ain't even making that much money. So let's, in the words of Monique, that little old check. That little old check. I never forget. I need to make that a gift, child. That is funny to me. Monique, I know y'all don't like Monique. I know a lot of y'all, but baby, that thing will always be funny to me. That little old check. Baby, Andy was in him. Andy was mad about that. Oh Lord. Right. And Alexia, and as soon as they stop, they are in a good place. I'm talking about So Gucci and the girls and Selena and them, they are in a good place. Because can I tell you something? Can I be honest and tell you something? And this is my opinion. I ain't talked to So Gucci. I ain't talked to JJ. This is my opinion. I don't think shit was as bad as they made it out to be on the show. And I think they used this little bit as a storyline. And then the molehill became a mountain. And then when Selena and So Gucci had their altercation, it really made a divide. But like JJ said, like last season when they made it seem like JJ didn't come to the baby shower and JJ didn't do this and JJ didn't do that, he was like, they knew I wasn't coming to the baby shower and they didn't even say that I had bought her a car. Like his gift was that he bought her a truck. Like, but they ain't say none of that. They made it seem like JJ didn't even come to the baby shower. But he was like, they knew I wasn't coming to the baby shower. I had already told them I wasn't coming to the baby shower. And I gave her a gift, and the gift was a car. Like I bought her a truck. Because I think that was her second child or something like that. He's like, I bought her a truck. But they ain't say none of that. So I think once the cameras were gone, right. Thank you, and Alexia, a brand new SUV. I think once the cameras were gone, they were able to really have the real conversations and process through, you know. Yeah, I mean, I don't follow So Gucci, I follow JJ. It's funny, I follow JJ on social media, and the girls pop up on my TikTok timeline. I think, I don't know, I maybe because I follow JJ, they pop up, but they have a good, right, and his mother passed, so I think that also had a lot to do with it as well. Yeah, his mom passing, I think, because listen, families do find a way to push through the bullshit when you're dealing with real death, real issues, you know. But I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to see that they're in a good place. I'll be honest with you. I would be interested in a reality show of them. I would much rather see Selena on a reality show with them and be a positive one now. Not bullshit. So not Carlos King, but a positive storyline with them as a blended family. I would enjoy it with JJ and So Gucci, Selena and Mike, and all of the kids, and how they work through the blended family of it all, like a modern day Brady Bunch kind of thing, but as like a reality show, but a positive reality show, like when Flex and his wife had their reality show, or when Holly Robinson, like a positive one, not bullshit. Because I think we need to see more of it. And again, JJ is silly and he's extra and he likes attention. He's like a clown or whatever, but he is a real businessman that makes good money and takes care of his family. And I just think we didn't get that. Yes, he gave one of the twins his mom's house. What? See? Wow. He giving away cars and houses. We didn't see none of that shit. I mean, I know that happened after the show because his mom passed. I mean, I know some of that they didn't get, but that's the kind of stuff that I would love to see. Because I just feel like we need more. We need more balance, y'all. All right, I'm about to go on a tangent. Let me shut up. But thank you for hey, Papa. Hey, boo. Thank you for reminding me. I am going to send that email to Akeisha. I'm about to send Akeisha right now. Put them in the Chrissy's old spot. Yeah, I mean, again, I think seeing the girls doing what they're doing, raising their kids, whatever the relationships they have with the father of their children, I just think it would be a great, again, taking away the bullshit. Now, do I think they do probably have some real issues? Yes, but not with the show, not the way the show made it. But anyway, neither here nor there. With that being said, let me get off of here, y'all. I will be back. I just don't know what time, and I don't know for what. I'll either be back and do a tribe meeting, or I'll be back to do, maybe I'll do Houston. I need to finish up Houston. Heart and Hustle Houston. I may do Heart and Hustle Houston. I may do a tribe meeting, but it's 4:00 now. I'm getting ready to cook my dinner. So it'll be after that. So maybe about 6, 7-ish. Not sure exactly. Like I said, I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but y'all keep, y'all, most of y'all are subscribed to both channels, so y'all will be able to find it. Oh yeah, no, Carlos definitely can't produce it. It would have to be. I wouldn't mind the person who produced Heart and Hustle Houston. I loved Heart and Hustle Houston, and when I do my review, I'll get more into it. But I loved Heart and Hustle Houston because yes, the women had issues, but we saw a resolve. We saw the issues and we saw them resolve the issues and not continue to dwell on the shit and not keep bringing the shit up. I loved how we never saw that lady again. She came in, she did what she tried to do. Even on that last episode with where Elena and Minerva had their issue and how they were able to talk it out and work through it. Like, I love that. Because the reality is people do have conflict. Friendships do have issues. We do hit bumps in the road. But the reality is most of us talk it out and we move the fuck on. Anyway. All right, y'all. I'm out. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for coming through. Peace.